Yep. Almost there, almost the top of the hour. Top of the hour. There it is, top of the hour. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you may be in time and space. Getting us here, episode 15, playing the Sims 4 like SimCity to find out if there's any SimCity-like stuff in Sims 4, and I think I'm finally coming to the conclusion there's not, and it's totally meaningless. Not that Christine didn't warn me to begin with. Going back to episode 1. She's like, nah, there isn't. It's just a fool's errand. You're just going to be wasting your time. It's just... But, you know, it's one of those. She's like, well, look, I haven't played everything. I haven't tried every career. I haven't tried everything. And, you know, but I don't think so. I said, well, I'm going to find out. And I think I have pretty much found out. I mean, there's still some things to explore here. As far as now, I've got a whole bunch. Boy, do I have. I started out with like a couple of characters that I was working on to build up, and then I discovered the world of cheats. Some of the big YouTubers out there are like, look, if you're not using cheats for all of this, you're just, dude, it's going to take you a year or more to find any answers out. So yeah, I've cheated and I've created a whole bunch of Sims now. And now that we have for rent out, I've been creating apartments like mad and just filling them chock full of people. And I've been loosening all of the neighborhood stories to allow them to start interacting more, to still see if I can get, let's say, a whole bunch of criminals to like change the fabric of the little city or society that we have going on here in this Wyndham, whatever world we're in. And I don't know if that's going to be happening either. That's really kind of the only thing. Anyway, I wanted to go ahead and wrap this up. This series of trying to find things. I guess go ahead and wrap it up with this one. I'm going to keep playing, of course, and I'm going to keep exploring this for rent. I'm having a blast. Actually, I think I'm just having a fun time building. I do have a couple of things I've learned. Look at all these apartments. This is one of many I've been creating. Let me go ahead and throw out one little tip right now. So let's say you have 40 to 50 people living in one little area. When you play one house, they're not, I mean, you'll see some interaction with some of the other rentals that are going on. This group of 6 over here, this is all one rental. This group over here is another rental. This group is another. This group is another. And then this group is another. So there's 6 rental units here with 6 people in each rental unit. But when you play it, it only shows you maybe the group that you're playing and a couple other people from the other houses. You don't see all of the people running around for the most part. So I started paring down. I was trying to make sure that there was enough restrooms and enough showers and enough everything. So I just had to create like 20 different restrooms, 20 different this, 20 different that, a bunch of appliances, tons of everything. And it's really not needed. Really not needed at all. So far, I've had all these people going. I've got one oven, one refrigerator, a microwave, a coffee pot, a pizza thing, and 5 restrooms. And everybody's doing fine. Because again, it's not showing every house is running around as active at the same time. The computer's handling it really well, actually. I'm surprised. I haven't put in 8 people per residential. I haven't maxed them all out. Okay, let's go back to my conclusion with the SimCity stuff. Let me go turn off the music here for a minute. Well, it's going to end in like 20 seconds. Wait for the end of the track. I'm playing blues music because I got the blues about all this. Boy, do I got the blues about all this. All right. Got the music there. All right. So it's quite lucrative in doing the parental thing. You can actually make, it seems like you can make a lot of money. If you want to start kicking people out of all kinds of other lots, I've kicked a lot of people out of their lots and switched them to residentials and bought the properties. So this is the one we were just at over here. Underground here, we got 6. Wait. There we go. There it's showing. But I can't zoom in on this. But there's 6 units there. I've got 6 units over in this place over here that I've got to fill up now. Building this one over here. There's 6 units in this one. Got this unit over here. There's about 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units in that one. Still a unit to fill up. So I've just been going crazy. I've been trying different things too to see if eventually if people are going to move in and out more frequently if you have better venues in your area. And I haven't really determined if those make a difference or not yet. And again, this whole household over here, this household of 6 units with 6 people in each one, these are all criminals. Yeah, like 36 criminals. And then I've got a household of criminals over here, just a small one. But I mean, I've got a lot of criminals now. Lots. And so one of the things that we're missing that was closer in relation to SimCity with Sims2 and Sims3 is we had city halls. And with City Hall, you could see feedback. Now, we might get some of those, some of the feedback with there being too much crime in our neighborhood action stories. I haven't really gotten into too much of that, looking into that, but I'm going to start paying attention now to all that, now that I'm letting them run around and hopefully influencing each other, but I haven't seen a whole lot of that going on. I've opened it up so that they can now quit their jobs, right? Okay, so here's where we're sitting at with the stories. They can leave a career and they can join a career. I'm not letting them move at the moment because I want to see what they do. I'm prohibiting them from having children. They can retire. So I want to see if they'll influence each other. Well, can these criminals go out there and start influencing more people to have lives of crime? Or will the good guys and the more of the good Sims that I've created, will they have a stronger impact? So that's kind of what, like, the last thing to determine. Going back to the City Hall thing, when I had in Sims2 and Sims3, when you would create a bunch of criminals, you would usually immediately start seeing protests at your City Hall. So your City Hall, like within SimCity as well, you could look at City Hall, and if there was protests going on, you could zoom down in on it and discover, well, what's the problem? In Sims2 and Sims3, you would have a city hall, and all of a sudden you'd see a bunch of protests going on outside of your city hall, and they would start protesting all the crime going on. So in a lot of ways, Sims 2 and Sims 3 were closer to SimCity than Sims 4 is. So I think the only thing there really is to do now is just hope and pray and keep requesting more SimCity-like gameplay for Sims 4. For example, another world, right? Okay. There's so little property lots that it almost seems silly to have a city hall in every single one of your neighborhoods. Why these are called worlds, I don't know. These are not even full-blown cities. These are just little towns. They're not even that. Right? So to be able to have a city hall and, to drop a lot and put in a city hall in every one of your worlds, that'd be kind of, But maybe if they created another world, which was the seat of government. One of these, a new world that's the seat of government, that has your city hall and has the lot spaces to develop all the other buildings that you needed. Let's just say SimCity 5, even though it wasn't the greatest and it ended up killing the franchise. What it had was city hall, and then you also had different departments different buildings that you would drop beyond city hall that were in charge of specific things. And one of the things people are asking for a lot with SimCity, Sims 4 for 2024 is hotels. They want to have hotels and tourist attractions, and well, that was part of SimCity. But you also had a department of tourism and transportation. Right, so let's imagine that they give us a new world, a seat of government world with a city hall and the other buildings that you need to link all of these worlds now together cohesively and have an economy run throughout all of these. And that when you clicked into your city hall world, that you would see your city hall and the other buildings and the Sims that you create now across your different worlds, specifically to occupy the jobs in your seat of government world. So you're going to need a mayor, you're going to need a governor, you're going to need all the bureaucrats, you're going to need you don't have to. Let's just say click into it and it's going to populate it with basic Sims. And from a screen like this, in your seat of government, you could start opening up SimCity screens and see your economy and start building relationships between connections between different regions, establishing train connections and road connections. And even though you can't maybe see it, maybe they could add some graphics along the edge here, the edges, to show where you're connecting a train station, where you're connecting a highway line, where you're connecting blah, blah, blah. But it gets exciting when you create specific Sims like political Sims or other Sims that are really powerful in business and trade and politics. And you start assigning them specifically, a way to assign them specifically into the jobs in your city hall world. Okay. So hotels, going back to people wanting hotels. Well, you either are going to have to really build in SimCity, you couldn't really get away with just building hotels anywhere. You need to have attractions. And all these worlds kind of have some attractions, but it's the vacation worlds that really have the best SimCity attraction to bring in tourists. Right? So also, do we have a budget for things? In SimCity, there's roadside attractions that you can add. You can add landmarks. You can add casinos, from very small, little tiny casinos with blackjack tables and slot machines, and build your way up to full-blown casinos. But you need a budget. You have to have the budget to support all that, to buy the buildings, to get those things put in there. And then again, if you don't have a good shuttle service, people don't move around enough, and enough people don't get in and out of your hotels and enough. And so there still seems a lot of ways that they can incorporate SimCity-like gameplay into Sims 4. And so I hope you're like me and starting to realize now that, they're painting themselves into a corner, and people are still requesting cars. And I don't know that they'd be able to do that with this engine for SimCity, but for Sims, to add the cars back in and do Streets of SimCity. If you're a Sims player and you've never played SimCity, for one, over on the forum, people are responding to my posts now about SimCity gameplay, and they're like, that sounds really exciting, but I've never played SimCity. You need to play SimCity, my dear friends. Please, dear Lord. If you're a Sims fan, they're like, well, why don't you just go play SimCity then? Well, look, don't be that way. That's the last thing we need in this community, is for people saying, well, then just go play SimCity. Because that's what started this problem 100 years ago. All right, so 20 some odd years ago, 30 years ago, whenever Sims first came out, somebody out there said, I don't want to play The Sims. I just want to play SimCity. I don't want no stupid Sims. And that started moving through the community. And for whatever reason, at that point, Will Wright and people that were in charge of Maxis decided to not build all the games to work together. Now, I speculated early on in these first few live streams that was the case, that they were all meant to be built to be played together. And I finally saw an interview, which I need to get a recording of, and play it for you, where Will Wright specifically says that, yes, he created SimCity, Streets of SimCity, and SimCopter all to work together so that you could create your city and then go into your city and experience your city in an entirely different way. We can't even go into our cities for the most part. We can't even, all we can do is run around our neighborhoods, and it's loading screens. Everybody's screaming for open world again. We've gone so far backwards, it's crazy. So please, I started out as a SimCity fan, but I'm in love with The Sims, and I've been in love with The Sims from day one. So please don't tell me and others, well, just go play SimCity. You're just a SimCity player. That's unfair, and it's wrong. Because one, I've been around here longer than you, and two, I've been playing The Sims since day one. I was part of Sims Online. I've played every iteration. We own pretty much every DLC, every expansion pack for every iteration of The Sims. So you can imagine the thousands of dollars, well, me as the parent, that I've spent for the family to get all of the expansion packs, etc., etc. So it's not like I'm just somebody who's never played The Sims before, and I just am pining for wanting SimCity back. Folks, I see the greatness in both of these titles. I have appreciated them both for what they are, and look at what The Sims 4 can do now. I mean, amazing stuff. But without each other, I don't know what other kind of gameplay other than superficial type gameplay that you'll ever get. Without them returning to Streets of SimCity, we're never going to have driving cars. We're never going to be able to fly around our cities without a SimCopter-like engine. We're never going to be able to do giant city management. All the Sims right now are totally meaningless. All these Sims that we're creating, they mean nothing. They don't matter. This is all just literally dollhouse stuff now. If I want to imagine that my community and my economy is doing better because I'm creating more Sims, it's all in my head. It means nothing. You can create great political Sims. I've now created these political Sims, and I've taken them all the way to the top of the political career chain, and it opens up nothing. You get nothing. You can retire, But you open up nothing. There's nothing that changes when you reach the top of the political career. You can't change taxes in any way. You can't lower taxes. You can't raise lot taxes. You can't split up different things. You can't budget anything. So please, if you're a diehard, super diehard Sims fan and you've never played SimCity, you need to play SimCity to fully understand what is possible, and then think about it from a Sims. Play SimCity and keep thinking about the Sims. And imagine what kind of amazing cities you could create if you went into it and created all of the Sims that would occupy important positions. Or basically, any Sim you create at that point, it has meaning. It can affect other Sims. It can cause problems, like criminal Sims. If I create more good Sims, more cop Sims, they're totally going to have a dramatic impact on my city. So please go in and go back and play SimCity, whatever, any one of them really, but play the last one. And constantly think about the Sims and how great it would be if you could press a button, go out here to your world, and go into your SimCity mode and play Sims4 in that way. Same thing with, and then if you're a devoted Sims fan, you're like, consider yourself one of the greatest diehard Sims fan, and you're one of these live streamers that everybody loves. Whenever you come into the chat, remember, he loses their minds. You're like Little Simsy or Satch or some of these other people. You are the greatest Sims fan out there and the biggest live streamer, but you've never played SimCity? Give me a break. I love you. Don't get me wrong. But when I listen now and I'm watching very closely all of your wish lists for 2024, and I'm not seeing any of you say anything to do with SimCity, you don't know what SimCity's about. And it's apparent you've never taken the time to go out there and look at the videos of Streets of SimCity and what was possible with Streets of SimCity and what you could do. Imagine Streets of SimCity for Sims 4. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, you are missing out, ladies and gentlemen. You are missing out so much. You just have no idea of the leap in the magnitude of adventure you could have. It's not just driving your car around. It's way beyond that. Streets of SimCity will blow your socks off. If you've never seen videos of Simcopter and what Simcopter was able to do, you just don't know. So I am begging you, please, ladies and gentlemen who proclaim yourselves to be the greatest Sims fan ever, and you're the greatest Sims live streamer, and everybody listens to everything you say, please have a complete and total history of Maxis and the Sims titles, and understand that when Will Wright created them, they were all meant to be played together. When they first said that The Sims was going to happen as a thing, I was so excited as a SimCity person. I was so excited because I really was looking forward to doing what I'm doing now. Coming in here and I'm creating exciting and amazing Sims with great abilities. Lots of criminals, lots of cops, lots of this, lots of artists, lots of doctors, lots of wonderful, wonderful Sims. And I couldn't wait to have all of those Sims operating in my Sim cities. And again, somebody along the way said, we don't want the Sims. Meh. And they ruined it for everybody. Can you imagine being those people who ruined SimCity, and they killed Streets of SimCity and the Simcopter, and potentially Sim Tower, SimCity Societies, and Spore. Because somebody got it into their head that these products should not work together. That was the biggest blunder ever. Now we've got the Unreal 5 engine and other engines coming out that are allowing people to create their own Sims games, and they can do all of it. Make no mistakes, folks. Maxis will kill. They may kill Sims altogether. They may kill it. It may be dead if they do not bring the other titles back, in my opinion. I really believe it. Because what people want for the Sims going forward and the things that they want to be able to do, Maxis has failed to deliver upon since SimCity 2000. Since SimCity 2000. Maxis has failed to deliver what people want now for Sims 4. Driving and flying and doing all these other cool things and all the other careers that matter. Firemen, cops, blah, blah, blah. And everybody wants criminals back. So I'm sorry I'm not really moving around and doing anything. I'm just kind of sitting here and ranting at the moment. There's nothing really to do other than just keep on going and going to these community lots and now watching how all of these Sims now start interacting. Will all the criminal Sims do anything? Will they not? So, you know, so we'll go to the nightclub and just hang out at some community lots, and now it's just kind of watching them. But I really think they are rather silly now, and we're not gonna see much going on. I don't think I'm gonna see a whole lot of people converting over to criminals. Let's get this guy here. He is my main character, Newton Sparks, and he's the guy that I'm using. He's the real eco crazy. He loves creating these utilities. So wind turbines and water collectors are his thing, man. So this property over here is just loading up on it. And he is the one buying up all these properties and turning them into rentals. So let's get him and send him over to the nightclub and just start watching people. Excuse me, my lord. And that's really all there is to do now. There's nothing other than that. There's nothing here. There's nothing here for the SimCity player. Even the old versions, Sims 2 and Sims 3, actually looked like SimCity. You could see the possibility of changing the streets. You could see the possibility in looking at the maps, how it felt like an area of SimCity. And they've just totally taken that all away from us. All right, so let's send him into town to go hang out at the club or something. Just see if any of the criminals show up, I guess. So my wish for 2024 is, again, that you do your research. I see all your videos how, Sims 2 and Sims 3 was so much better than Sims 4. Yeah. But do you really know why? Because it was more like SimCity. Yeah, I can't say I'm shocked that there are people on the Sims forums that are interacting with me saying, I've never played SimCity. It's what, 7 o'clock? 8 o'clock at night. One of my teachers from another region. It's nice seeing them come over, and characters come over from other regions. But having a whole bunch of doctors don't seem to influence people. I'm upset with that one for sure. That if you have a bunch of great doctors out there and they have the ability to give medical advice to other Sims, but they're standing there right next to a Sim and they're talking to a Sim who's turning pink and purple and green and getting spots all over and coughing all over the place, and the doctor Sim doesn't offer any medical advice. If the doctor Sim is carrying around a bunch of medicine, he doesn't offer them any medicine. The doctor Sims are so sad. Unless you're manning the hospital to just move patients in and out faster, you have no meaning. You don't seem to affect society at all. The more doctors you have out there, there's a couple of criminals I see. There's one, the green lady, Connie Dewitt. She's a criminal. She's a big-time criminal. I would love to be able to play the music for you and have the music in the game on, but it sometimes causes copyright problems. Why Maxis hasn't done away with that after all these years and made it so people can stream without worry all the music and have people listen to the amazing music from Sims 4. It's goofy, man. It's so goofy, the decisions that go on over there. Guys got some moves. But I went and played my cop for a few days to see if I would start incarcerating more and more of my criminals. It hasn't happened yet. No. Nope. Any expectations that I had, they're all being blown out of the water. So with these new neighborhood stories, in these community lots, they are now supposed to build relationships and influence each other. So one would expect over time, with an outrageous amount of criminals that I have running around now, that we would start seeing something going on with like people complaining about crime, and all my criminals are kleptomaniacs too. They've all got the kleptomaniac trait. But without city halls, where are you going to see any feedback from the community on crime? It's just such a sad state of affairs. Yeah, that's my wish list. My wish list is that you go back and play SimCity and watch a bunch of SimCity, Streets of SimCity videos and Simcopter videos. And look what Maxis started out like, and look where we're at today. How magical and how wonderful the early Maxis titles were. And what we could have been doing for the last 20 years. Switching effortlessly between our cities, into Sims play, into Streets of SimCity play, into Simcopter play, and then all the other cool things that we could have at that point added on, like, oh, now I want tourism, now I want the train set, now I want the plane set, now I want the subway set, now I want the I want all the bus set, I want the better school set, I want, you know, instead of just asking for, I want some beach clothes, and I want a beach pack, and, or, you know, just silly little things. I want better cooking stuff. So yeah, these other titles, these other people like that are making these other Sims games with powerful engines like Unreal 5, they're going to be able to deliver the cars and the planes and the trains, and anybody who mods it is going to be able to add all these amazing things in. And this generation of Sims players has no idea. They have no idea that Maxis did it first and was going to do it first and had the ability to deliver it and demonstrated that. And these new generation of Sims people are going to get all the credit for, wow, they brought cars to the Sims, and they brought planes and trains and city management and economies and construction and high-rise skyscrapers and underground subways, and they're the best simulator, they're the best Sims. And they're going to get all the credit for it, for creating the greatest Sims games, and everybody's going to laugh and laugh and laugh at Maxis, thinking that they were fools because they didn't do it first. They did it first. They did it all first, but they were fools. And I'm sorry to put it that way, but I mean, how else would you describe it? They decided not to link all the products when they had two of the greatest products in the whole world. The two greatest franchises in computer history, computer gaming history at one point. And then they managed to kill one. I would not want to be those people. Think about the millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars they have lost and walked away from all these years. They're like, well, Sims was profitable. Sims made more money and is making more money than God right at the moment. Yeah, but you don't get it. If they still had SimCity out there, and Streets, and Copter, and Tower, and Spore, and that all the titles could have worked together. Now, I mean, come on. The money that The Sims has made is nothing compared to the potential money that all of the titles together could have brought in. I'm gonna go into the options and turn them down. I don't really need to hear them. This is more just me ranting. This is gonna be more just, again, just me ranting live stream at this point. And I pretty much said everything I needed to say, I think. Now it's just me talking about, you know, things they could do. Do. I can still hear them. Oh. Yep, that's no fun. Turn it down some more. Just today I saw Little Simsy's ad, her title art. Anyway, I haven't had a moment to watch the video, but it's some of her wish list stuff, and right away on the front there's a car. On other people's I've seen hotels, criminals. So even she wants cars, but does she fully understand? Little Simsy, do you fully understand what can be done if we had real cars and Streets of SimCity again for the Sims? You don't even understand, Little Simsy. You don't. Like, I just want to be able to see myself driving in my car. How boring is that? You just want to see yourself driving in your car? You don't want to be in control of your car? driving around your SimCity, that's the least of what you should be able to do. The very least. In Streets of SimCity, you had adventure, you had missions, like deliver packages. There's one of my secret agents. He's cute. There's another one of my criminals. So yeah, Streets of SimCity, yeah, you're not just watching yourself driving around your car, you're driving your car in your city. And you could get armor plating. You can upgrade your car, your vehicle. Why do you need armor plating? Because people are shooting at you. Why would people be shooting at you? Because they're criminals. There are criminals in the city. And one, they want what I have, and I'm delivering packages, and maybe I'm the criminal. So you could drive your car and get shot at? Yeah. And you could get guns for your car, and you could shoot back. You could get machine guns for your car. Machine guns, oh my goodness. How about some missile launchers? What? Missile launchers in The Sims? Yeah. Oil slicks, smoke screens, hover tires. Plus they had the badass radio stations. We still got the cool radio stations. So that's one thing we've still got, at least, is good music, which you can't play on a YouTube stream. Duh. In Simcopter, you could fly around. You could not just fly around, you missions as well. Spot speeders for the cops and make money that way. I think you could do like a news coverage one where you're doing news. There was search and rescue. There was firefighting. Then there was passengers. You could upgrade to better and better helicopters with more and more seats. But again, the beauty is you're flying around the cities that you create. And you're seeing, basically now you'd be able to see the Sims that you create. And they really got to work on persistent Sims as well. So if the Sim that you're seeing in a search and rescue that you rescue, he should remember that he was involved in a search and rescue, that when you run into him in Sims play, one, maybe got a broken leg, and that's kind of weird about Sims 4. Like, you'll be hanging out with your roommate, and one of your roommates in Sims 4, and then all of a sudden you'll go into a job like you're a cop, and you'll have to arrest your roommate who you don't know. What do you mean I don't know my roommate? Well, you don't know him. You're obviously in cop mode, and as a cop, you don't know your roommate. But we're best friends. Oh, it doesn't matter. You don't know him. And now I have to arrest my roommate? Yep. So then when I go home, you can't say, hey, I arrested you today. Oh, I'm really terribly embarrassed about that. No, it doesn't happen. So, as cool as all of this window dressing is and all these cool things that the Sims can do now, they're still just dumb. In Sims 2 and Sims 3, they seem to remember each other and know each other. So they seemed much smarter. And they're like, well, it was a memory problem and we had to da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, but that was 10 years ago. That was almost 20 years ago. Any excuses for anything today is like, well, we the engine. Then write a different engine. Well, the engine and the memory and the how is any of that a problem when it was possible in 1995, folks? If they start telling you something can't be done now, or an engine or whatever. You know, it's just the wrong people running the company, making the wrong decisions. Anything can be done now. And again, they are literally, this could be the end. This could be the end. And I don't want it to happen. Again, I've been around for the whole ride, folks, the whole ride. And I don't want it to end. And I want to see Maxis reclaim its place as one of the greatest software companies that ever created, and Will Wright get elevated up there, right up to the pantheon he had and sat on and deserves to still be on, as the guy who said, yeah, let's link them, all these products, all these games together. Genius. Genius, genius, genius. He was a genius, he remains a genius, and anybody who walked away from his ideas and said, well, but, will we, we don't want the Sims. Worst business decisions in gaming history. Anyway, how are you enjoying for rent? Are you enjoying it? Oh, I see a lot of people are starting to get obsessed about creating apartments. I'm really into creating split level. I really like building down and up. I like building down 4 stories and building up 4 stories. I'm going to go ahead and leave here for a moment. So I really like building tall and underground. Christine came out and was looking at my building the other day, and she's like, I'm wondering if you were secretly a dwarf in another life. You love building things underground. I'm like, yeah, I mean, the space is there for you to play with. Why not play with it? Right? But now I've been kind of getting into how much can I squeeze into the smallest space. Like with that first group I showed you, 6 units all in one layer. Like this one goes, this place here goes down 1. Come on. Why are you acting so slow? Let's get into it. Find a unit to get into. 4 or 5 levels down and 4 or 5 levels up all the way to the roof. I created a bunch of girls for a bunch of guys, and they don't seem to be interacting and hooking up with each other. And I've given them a lot of similar traits so that hey, you're my kind of gal. You like the same things I do. No, you're kidding. You like peanut butter and jelly too? I do too. And I haven't been seeing a whole lot of interaction between them, but again, we'll just have to keep watching them. All right, so this building here, there's the lowest level. Yeah, that's the lowest level. So I've got some workspace, some work stuff down here. If anybody wants to come down here and mess with the fabricator or the water heater or, you know, some superficial stuff. The next level up is a rec area. And they really enjoy this area. Not a whole lot of people here, but they love this area. They love occupying the pool and the gym equipment and the television. All right, then we go up to the first residential. So, residential unit here with 6. I've been limiting myself to 6 and not 8. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. The next residential unit, doubled them up. They're all, I don't know if they're all sisters or not, but they're all on double beds. They're doing really well. They're all like social tech people. Boy, is that an easy job or what? The tech career? Man, a lot of these daily tasks that you have to do for other jobs, like military and others, where you have to just, go jogging, do this, and you're at it for several hours working on a task outside of work. The tech people are like, update your social media. Wow, that was easy. Click, done. Go up to the next level. Another residential level here. This is ground level. Actually, this is a shared space, which I haven't done anything with yet. Make them more happy. We go up, another residential unit, another residential units, another residential units, and the rooftop. But even with these guys, I'm like, man, they're using up too much space, and I'm more about the tiny, I'm not necessarily tiny homes, but how much can we get away with? And that gets me back over to now. Let me show you that other one. So this is a unit where I'm taking advantage of every level and every bit of space on the lot. So where now I'm trying to go squeeze it all down, and what can you get away with? And again, it seems that when you're playing one resident at a when you're playing a residence, you're not seeing everybody operating at the exact same time. So if every sim was operating, and they all have very similar jobs at the same time, I try to make groups of the groups of Sims living in any one residence very much the same. Like all artists, or all athletes, or all whatever. All cooks, all criminals, all whatever. Come on, you. Come on. Stop being tricky on me. So Christine, she's building too again. She's starting to get into the for rent thing now, starting to create apartments. And she'll put a water heater in every unit. And I'm like, well, you only really need one. She's like, yeah, but the real world you'd have, yeah, I know. In the real world, you would have to have one for every unit. But you don't have to. You can get away with one. Okay, but now, as opposed to using all 6 levels, now I'm only using 2. I want to reserve the ground floor for outside activity stuff, or I'm going to probably remove this gym. I was just trying to increase the rent by adding cool other things. But I'm using most of this lot. I'm going to use it mostly for power generation. Then I'll add some water, a lot of water units over here. But I've got it all condensed now at the moment into that space on the first floor down. 6 units all in one place. And again, when I'm only playing one unit at a time, 5 bathrooms is plenty. So I don't have to create 20 bathrooms for 40 Sims. I don't need, 4 or 5 or 6 stoves, because I'm worried about them all coming out and rushing and trying to use all the services and get themselves ready for work. Yeah, it doesn't work that way. The computer hides most of the other residents, even when they live this close together. You'll pretty much only see your people plus maybe a couple of others. And even with a couple others showing up, there's enough facilities and there's enough room. Everybody can maneuver in here and get whatever they want. See, like there's a guy from another unit. That's one of the rental owners. He's one of the guys in my household showing up to visit. We made a mistake. I set this to no pets, and then I put horses. So he's probably coming over here to chastise them for having horses. But that's my own fault. I'm going to change the lease when I can. I'm not able to change the lease once it's set up. I have to wait for it to be during its grace period. I can't change and I'll change it to go ahead and have your pets. So yeah, he's probably there. Now that guy's part of another unit, but I'm not seeing all 6 of them. Yeah, go away, Matt. It's my own fault. Don't be mad at him. That's something you might want to think about too. If you want to try to condense more and more Sims into a small space, go right ahead. I don't think you're going to have a problem at all by creating just enough bathrooms for one unit. Just enough stuff for one unit. And they'll all use the same stuff. So let's say I switched over to this household. Let's switch control to this household and play Quentin here. Deep. Well, sheep dip. I don't even know if you can hear that. Hopefully it's coming through. The Pretzel app is broken at the moment. I have to stream it through the Pretzel website. Alright, so we switched over to Quentin now. So if I go back and look downstairs, am I going to see all those gals running around now? Nope. There's one. I see one. All my other bros they're all laying in bed watching TV. Yep, that's their room. They get a room. They get their a room and a TV. And they're cool with it. They're all happy. They're mostly outdoorsy types anyway. But see, even with this house running around, all they need is that one kitchen set. We have a laptop that's broken over here that we need to get repaired. You guys are running out of money. I haven't given all these people jobs yet. They're all gonna run out of money here in a minute. On the next pay, I'm gonna have to evict them all. So I might as well do that now. These guys are all athletes. So let's try to get them all a career. Doing something athletic. There really isn't much here. Just athlete. Firefighter would be a great career for athletes. Military, yeah, sure, but that big into the military. I do have a group of military though. I've created a whole household. All right, do they all have jobs yet? I have already set up all my criminals in the criminal career. So again, there's like 40 criminals out there. All right, so all the athletes now have jobs. So let's switch over to this household. I think these are the horse gals that like the horses. So we'll try to find something for them to do. Then it only ended up being 4 of those because I added 2 horses in. I am very impressed at how it is with this medium range computer. This is not an Uber computer by any means. And I'm so impressed, though. That is one thing. I'm very impressed with you guys over there at Maxis for you're able to do this now and let us squeeze a whole bunch of Sims in. And I love the way it's doing it. I love the way it truncates out certain characters that you know that you don't see if you're not playing them. And the computer hasn't freaked out. It hasn't started smoking or blowing up yet. All right, here's all of our horse gals. And let's start getting them all jobs. And I've set their traits up to be, you know, kind of in line with the guys that they're living next to. I've totally set this up to be heaven for these guys. It's one group of guys, and all the rest of these households are ladies. Okay, so let's see what we have here for horse people. They don't got a cowpoke or a ranch hand. Really? They can't be a ranch hand? Do 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 do. What can they do as manual labor? I can't believe they don't have a ranch hand. Oh, whatever. You become a manual labor person. Why don't you? I've got plenty of gardeners already, though. Really don't need too many gardeners, but we'll go ahead, make one a gardener. There is a lot to do. My goodness, when you create this many doors and this many things, and you've got to set things, like set all the locks on all the doors. When you do design this way, sure you can stick them all in one room, but then they get annoyed. They're like, too many Sims. Even if they're all really good friends, they really need their own little bedroom. But yeah, with that many doors, then you got to go through and set all the doors, and there's a lot. Definitely been a lot to do. And the days have been flying by. Okay. All right, they all have jobs now. Let's go to the next household. Don't remember what this group of gals was all about, but we'll find out here in a minute. I think this might be all the artists, maybe. I've been trying to build things eco, but then with eco, then the lot in itself doesn't have a whole lot of charisma, and you end up having to spend a lot in decorating. There's a lot of things I don't understand about eco that really make me mad. Like everything that is available that was part of the eco pack. There's so many items, lights, and different things that they have that were part of the eco pack that make no difference whatsoever, or it seems. Like all the lights that are part of the eco package, they still do 10. Their energy consumption is still 10. And they don't drop anything. And then there's objects that aren't part of eco that will give you a better eco footprint and give you a reduction in price. The decisions they make over there don't make any sense sometimes. I would want everything in the eco pack to have some sort of impact. All right, so they're all enjoying their TVs. That's cool. All right, let's start getting them all jobs. Yeah, this one wants to be an actress. Bam, 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 bam. Actress. This one, she wants to knit. So I'm not gonna have her do anything at the moment. This one wants to paint. Alright, what do they got out there for painters? A painter. Okay. This one wants to be a musical genius. So we'll have her be an entertainer, I think. This one wants to be a writer. I don't know, maybe put her in education, I don't know. Blog writer or tech writer. Have to end up getting him some computers and some easels here. A writer, leave it at that. Alright, and this one got some weird makeup. Man, those lips. That makeup. Suzanne wants to be an athlete. Oh, wrong character. Okay, she's the writer. This one wants to be an athlete. All right, so one of them wants to knit. So we'll put some knitting stuff around. That wasn't it. As an activity. Come on. Let's go ahead and throw the easels out there since they're here. Drop a couple of these around. And we have people that want to play music. And knitting. Really don't do the knitting stuff, so I'm really kind of out of touch with that one. I think one of them wanted to be a fizzy maker. There we go. Yarn baskets. Which one? throw a cross-stitch thing out there. Put it over there near the couches. All right. We got that computer over there. All right, let's switch to the next group. Just tuning in. My conclusion, and you knew it was where it was going when I first started this. You know where it was gonna end. Totally meaningless. Yeah, totally meaningless. There's no real SimCity like gameplay at all.
This crop better not fail. The bank are gonna throw me right in jail.
That's what I feel. This crop better not fail. Come on, Maxis. Come on, Maxis.
No, I ain't gonna run. When they come for me, yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right, this was a mixed group. Oh, yeah. Mixed girls and guys. I just needed to get some randos in here. I thought they were all women. I forgot this was this last unit. I got tired and bored. Okay, so he wants to be just a cool... Doesn't matter what job he takes. I'm gonna make him a retail guy. Would you like fries with that? All right. Fast food employee. All right, this guy wants to be handy and brainy. Do. Come on, handy brainy. Get your job on. Hey. Look for a job. Hey. Don't ignore me. Look for a job. Stop chatting. Look for a job. We'll make you manual labor. This guy wants to be popular. And then I'll usually go in and put a bookshelf in one of the units that they can all access. Why don't we make him an entertainer too? He wants to be popular. Again, so many of these careers would be just mostly meaningless, mostly in SimCity. If you're going for cultural and you're trying to build a tourism-y town, you might want to have more cultural sims. But other than that, you don't have like garbage truck driver, which is very important. Shuttle bus driver, very important. You don't have firemen. You don't have news people. This guy wanted to be I don't know. Just be a salary person. We'll probably end up changing him anyway. Oh, you just wanted to be romantic. He wants to be a brainy person. Put him in education. And then this guy wants to be a cook. He just wants to eat. He doesn't care. Any job where he can just eat. Did I not pick his job yet? Come on, man. Another educator. Okay. Another unit. Sure. All right. What were all these girls? I think they're homie. I think this is the group I created really to like play off these guys over here. Like 6 wives for 6, you know, 6 guys, and see if any of them all hook up at all. Okay. Yeah, these are all like family oriented. This was the mom. Ended up creating a parent in there. Just getting her a babysitting career or something. One wants to join wellness. One is into animals. Babysitter on here. Babysitter. That one's into family tree. Wellness. Oh, now where's wellness? What? There's no wellness? What? Again, another career that really has no career path. I mean, you want to go into wellness, but there's no... What would suit wellness? I guess doctor could split. Ugh. Nah, doctor really doesn't work. Dumb. That's just dumb that there's no career for wellness. All right, let's go with style influencer. I don't know, you know, whatever. I don't really care anymore. Yeah, go ahead. I don't care. Take a job, any job. Take a job, any job. Yeah, she's a self-care specialist too in wellness. And you know, the fast food employee. Gardner. That should be all of them now. All right, and one more household to go. Yep. And music tonight is always provided by Pretzel, but the Pretzel app's not working, so I'm streaming through the website, which means I cannot display the album art or the artist information. No mechanism for it without the app. But the app is having a Twitch login problem at the moment. Okay, last group of 6, and all ladies again. He wants to be a mixologist. He wants to be doing something manual labor. He wants to be a cook. A mixologist. Healing. Mixologist. I better do these one at a time. Now I'm getting myself confused. Start over. Yeah, I accidentally put her. Oh my god. I accidentally put her in the detective career. Now she's got to quit her job. Good job. Okay, move over to Jocelyn. She's the one that wants to be a farmhand and manual labor. And that put her as a detective too, somehow. Ha 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 ha. And she's a detective too. When you cancel out, it looks like it's just assigning the job to him. Okay, Marcy wants to be an athlete. She wants to be culinary. What did I just eat? He asks. This one wants to make nectar. Yeah, there really is no bartender. I guess in the culinary career, you could go with mixologist. Yeah. All right, we've got all the darn Sims now going to work. And we're going to need a nectar making machine out there. And we're gonna need some nectar racks. Good, one of them's already taking advantage of the whatever that is over here. Or she's playing the violin. What is she doing? Was. All right, let's get that saved. So yeah, that's what I've been doing, is just building a whole bunch of Sims and seeing what they do. And again, using the cheats to maximize, get certain Sims to the highest level, like politician, and find out if it opens up anything SimCity wise, any unlocks. Nope, none, nothing at all. It's meaningless. So I don't know. I'm conflicted at the moment. Continues doing Sims live streams and just, now do what everybody else is doing. Just talk about my for rental stuff and how it's going. Or just kind of stop for a while and move back over to Baldur's Gate or something. I heard Cities is a bust. I was so... Even though I'm a big SimCities fan and I'd love to see it come back, there's Cities out there, and Cities 2 is now out. But I started reading that, and they're like, the economy's broken. It's just a giant city painter. Yeah, you're creating your cities, but it's meaningless at the moment. There is no economy. There's no export. Food just appears magically. Food doesn't matter. And that was a problem with SimCity. Food didn't matter either. Food just comes out of the air. It comes out of the world, the invisible world out there, and... That's garbage. It should be a real, it should really push simulation. Every bit of food matters. There should be starvation. So your food should matter. Every penny you make should matter. Your road construction cost, just everything. It should be way more like SimCity. All right, so I guess what I'm saying is I'm going to wrap it up. I think I've said everything I need to say, and I've looked to discover any connections between Sims 4 and SimCity in a meaningful way, and there just aren't any, and all your Sims are totally meaningless. This is just, I don't know, a vanity. Now it's just a vanity toy for you to play these lives of these Sims, but they mean nothing. They don't have any impact on the neighborhood or the world at large, it seems. And your doctors don't matter. Having a whole lot of cops out there doesn't seem to matter. Having a whole lot of criminals doesn't seem to matter. Nothing matters. It's all meaningless. So yeah, I was really looking forward to getting into cities, but unless they put an economy in there and it shapes up really quick, there's just no point. There's just dead on arrival. And I'm not really interested in playing a game that isn't at its core, you know, going to take itself serious as a simulation. But it's so pretty. So what? So what? Sims 4 is pretty, and it's meaningless. All right. So we'll see if I continue doing any. I don't think it'll be playing Sims 4 like SimCity. Might be just, yeah, on rental stuff or other type of Sims live streams, but I think this one is pretty much in the can and done. The next big one I'm looking forward to is Manor Lord. That might be April, maybe. So we have a while to wait for that one still. I don't want to give up on you, Maxis. I want to see you make the big comeback. I can't believe that they haven't at least brought a remake of SimCity Classic back after all this time. Or re-released SimCity Classic. Or re-released any of the SimCity titles. Heck, it's even hard to get Sims 2. I don't even think you can get Sims 1 anymore. I mean, why would you do something stupid like that and not at least make your old... You can't get Simcopter anymore. You can't get Streets of SimCity anymore. Why? Why would you do that? If you have a product that's available out there to be used, why isn't it up for sale? What is wrong with you people? Please, for 2024, my wish, get it together. And for all of you giant world famous sim live streamers who have all the viewers in the palm of your hand, please play SimCity. Please look at Streets of SimCity and Simcopter, because you're not helping. You're like, oh, the Sims is gonna die, and then you don't really provide any constructive feedback as to how are we gonna keep SimCity Sims alive, and you don't have any knowledge of SimCity or Streets of SimCity, Simcopter, or understand that Will Wright wanted all these products to work together. So Lord, thank you. I'm glad you're out there making amazing Sims videos, but you're not helping. So those are my wishes. Crossing my fingers. Good luck, Maxis. Good luck to you. Good luck to us all. And I guess with that, I'll see you later. Totally meaningless.